Bunny, and today's video is my attempt at making one of the Happy Kitchen kits, and I think the brand is called Crazy. I'm not 100% sure that's how you pronounce this. If you love watching tiny food being made, then you guys have got to check out RR Cherry Pie here on YouTube. They make this stuff look so simple and it is so adorable. They make like miniature sushi and everything else. I don't know. I've been wanting to try one of these kits forever, and a lot of you guys have actually requested me to do this. So here is my attempt. So the packaging that it comes in, you actually cut that all up and you make the miniature containers, like the little French fry container and the little logo that wraps around the soda cup and little flags for you to stick into the cheeseburgers. You get all these different packets to make the different flavors of the different foods. This thing is supposedly edible. I will just tell you guys that I was not brave enough to eat this because parts of it smelled really putrid. The first thing that you get is this orange packet, and that makes the bun part. The yellow packet is to make the French fries, and the brown packet is of course the meat. The red packet is the ketchup. The blue packet is for the cheese, and lastly, this fuchsia packet is for your sassy little cup of soda. Also in the kit, you get this miniature little shovel-looking device and a knife to cut the meat. And then lastly, you get this cute itty-bitty little cup, and that's for the soda. The next thing that I did was to take the plastic carton, and the different little areas is for the different types of foods you'll be making. So this tiniest little thing is for measuring the water, and the one that kind of has the ridges in it is for making the French fries, and the smooth container next to the French fry container, that's where you mix up all the breads and the meats and basically everything else, the cheese and yada yada yada. And then the three little containers, the other part, is for the two buns and the patty in the middle. So the first part that I made was the French fries, and to make those you add in 2 of the teeny tiny little cups of water. And I will just tell y'all, strangely enough, when you are mixing up this potato stuff, it kind of does smell not so much like French fries, but more like instant mashed potatoes. After you stir up all the mixture really, really well, and honestly, to stir up each of these things, it took me about 3 to 4 minutes to get the mixture looking goodly. After I did all that stirring, I took my finger and kind of mashed this delicious looking mixture into the ridges, because those ridges is what, it's like the cutting mark for each French fry, if that makes any sense. I microwaved it for 40 seconds, and that actually like shrunk it. I don't know, it was really, really weird. It just popped out extremely easily, and then I took the little knife and cut each individual little French fry apart in a rather long, painstaking process. Also, strangely enough, I will just tell you guys that these kind of felt like real, actual French fries. Like they were even a little bit greasy, which almost made no sense because there was no grease. So here they are in their little container, and it looks pretty adorable, if I do say so myself. Moving right along, the next thing that I mixed up was the meat, and I will just tell you guys that this smelt nauseating. It kind of did smell like meat, but like disgusting meat, and like when you mixed it together, it kind of actually looked like, I mean, do you see it? It looked like, what is that? Like hamburger meat. I can't even think of it. You can tell I don't cook. Honestly, the smell of this is what made me not want to actually partake in eating this. Once I finally mixed it all together and kind of was able to scoop it into the other little container, I mashed it down into the little center circle, because that is what made the patty looking. You can see it's got like a meaty looking texture. So I just shoved all that in there. The next step that I did was the bread, which honestly was the hardest part. Once again, I was kind of following RR Cherry Pie's instructions, and I was using the same amount of water that they used because I cannot read Japanese, and the instructions for this entire kit are only in Japanese. And I could have sworn that they put 2 of the little things of water, but if you get this kit and you try it yourself, I recommend starting off with 1 or maybe doing 1.5, because I think that's how my bread got kind of messed up is it was really soupy. It was like the consistency of peanut butter, no matter how much I stirred it. So I kind of had to like shovel little bits of this peanut butter mixture into this container to try and get the buns done. The other tip that I have, if you're gonna do this for yourself, is to put the meat and the bread in the microwave for 30 seconds instead of 40. I think that's kind of where my hamburger part got a little messed up, because as you can see, I had to kind of cut these out of the mold. They were like really, really hard, and then I kind of had to like scrape away at them. I don't know, my buns did not turn out nice and smooth. Next, I went ahead and made the cheese, which also had an incredibly repulsive smell. And to make up the cheese, you only have to do one of the little containers of water, and then you go back and you use the wrapper and you kind of spread the little ball of cheese out on this rectangular shape. And like I said, this is supposed to be enough cheese. You're supposed to be able to make 2 cheeseburgers, but I already knew at this point I was only going to be able to salvage 1. So to make it a semi-perfect little rectangle of cheese, I kind of trimmed away the excess and then trimmed it to a smaller slice size, as you can see. Look, that cheese turned out perfect. Next and the last step for the cheeseburger is I made the ketchup, which does smell like real, authentic ketchup. And this was also super easy, just 1 little thing of water, and you mix it all together in that same little mixing bowl. And here I am, spreading a little bit of it onto the cheese, and ta-da! That completes the miniature cheeseburger. So cute. When I showed the little flag in it, it kind of broke it apart though. I don't know. This is not a beautiful burger. The very last part, and also one of the most fun, is making the soda. And it fizzes like real soda. It smells like real soda. And I was tempted to drink it. This was like the only part I was actually tempted to consume. So as you can see, it's fizzing like a beautiful soda. And I kind of stirred it all together and cut up an actual real straw and put it in there. So it made it look all totally cute and like an actual miniature Happy Meal. Thumbs up for trying though, right? Mine looks nothing like our cherry pies. I thought it would be so simple. It was not simple at all. This is supposed to taste like the actual food. I know that some of the other crazy kits, like the sushi one, it tastes like candy and not like real sushi, thank goodness. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you would have actually eaten any of this, and if you would have eaten it or drank it. Which part would you have eaten or drank? Would you have consumed it all? If so, you are a brave person. This video was a lot of fun to make. It was honestly about a 2.5 hour process to make all of these miniature foods. It was challenging. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make a little miniature baby Happy Meal, and I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye!